is your first time doing it, isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah, we didn't come last season. We took a break from coming to Chessington. So yeah, we'll check it out. So we just sat in row 7, which was basically backwards facing to launch out and then come back through the station on Mantle Mayhem. I thought it was so good.
Really, really well themed lands, and now we're about to go on
Cobra Strike? Mamba Strike.
I don't even know what it's called.
Mamba Strike. So we've just come from the World of Jumanji, so we've been on all 3 rides, which were the Ostrich Stampede, Mamba Strike and Mantle Mayhem. I think it's such a good investment for the park. It looks so good.
Yeah, much better. I think now they put more flat rides in and everything. The big towers has got a lot to learn from this park for sure.
And like the quality of the theming as well, there was so much detail, and it really fits into that world and that aesthetic that they've gone for. So yeah, I think
there's something for everybody, do you know what I mean? It's not just like for the old young kids and everything. I think they've all got a bit of a thrill to them.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the Ostrich ride is definitely more of a kiddie family ride. It wasn't that thrilling.
It was a little bit more bounce.
Yeah, it was a little bit tame, but for the audience of Chessington it works. But I think Mantle Mayhem was the one. It was
really, really good.
So much air on those 2
really at the front so far.
Yeah, when most of us were back facing, so we're going to try the other way now. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. So
Rob, how did you feel getting off that?
I feel so dizzy.
No, you don't. You feel like Ollie Alexander.
Dizzy. So we just have come off Dragon's Fury, which was a 5-minute wait. I've never waited 5 minutes for that. It normally is at least 40. And come to go on Team Blaster, but
closed all day. The one thing I do find with Chessington is that they do sometimes have a lot of closed all day zones, this being an example here. Today the operations seem fairly good.
Yeah, everything that we've been on has been running quite smoothly, plenty of staff. And we've got 4 rides in 40 minutes, so you know it's quite rare to get that in Chessington because it kind of appeals to people who've got younger kids who might not necessarily be in school, so it can be busy even on a school day, whereas somewhere like Thorpe Park you could have a bit more of an extreme on school days. So yeah, but we're going to try Croc Drop now, which is one of our favourite rides here in the park, so
here we go.
Yeah.
That haven't been on Croc Drop, this ride gives amazing views of the City of London. I think you can even see Heathrow Airport from there.
You can, and the Shard.
And the Shard, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be, should be good. Another 5-minute wait, so it's just for that one cycle to go around and then you're on. So yeah, it's pretty cold today, but the sun is out, so hopefully we'll get some good views because the sky's pretty clear in that direction. Absolutely. Come off Croc Drop. It was, as we said, 5-minute walk on the ride. Amazing views. You could see the BT Tower, you could see the Shard, the Wembley Arches. It was really, really cool. All the effects were on as well, including the smoke as you enter, as you exit, and around as you rise up in the ride as well. So lots of mist and stuff. The sound effects are really good. It's got the little chant, release the curse, brave the drop, and all of that was pumping. The lights were all in sync. It looks really, really good. Probably the best it's looked since the year that it opened, actually, I would say.
Yeah, Absolutely, I think it opened, what, 2 years ago now, which has just gone so fast. But yeah, as Rob said, amazing views from the top there, all the effects are on, which is looking really, really good. Even as we came down actually this time, I think before it sort of like put you where your bag was, but this time you've got like a full spin to take you back to the beginning, so really, really good. So well done, Chessington. So disappointingly here in Mexicana, the Scorpion Express is still closed, and today so is the Rattlesnake by the looks of things. Not sure if it's down for technical difficulties or it's going to be down all day. Yeah, so I do think this area needs to be renovated now. Sorry if you can't hear me over the music. They're definitely pumping it out loud today, which is good for theming. In terms of this area, those who probably remember donkeys years ago, there used to be a ride called Rodeo down here. And I just feel like the area needs something more now. In particular, you know, Ramesses Revenge is now gone.
Now we're going on Ben's absolute favourite ride.
Doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo?
Air so smooth. Are you joking? So we just were in row 1 this time, so the other front end of Mandrill Mayhem, and it was so good. We got so much air time, we got so much speed, so much height. So yeah, I definitely think if you can be in row 1 or row 7, and that way you'll get the best experience one way or the other.
You can tell like how windswept I am.
Yeah, okay, it's like, but it was really, really good, and the operations on there were really good as well. The staff were really efficient at getting people on and stuff.
However, I will just say that Dragon's Fury's now gone down. Vampire's not open till later, supposedly.
Scorpion Express Valley and Rattlesnake are closed, and the Tomb Raider, Tomb Blaster are closed all day.
Not too good. Oh, and the water one.
Oh, Tiger Rock. Yeah, Tiger Rock is down as well. So
you know, we are annual pass holders, so for us, we can come and go. If you were paying to come in the park, quite a lot closed for what you're paying
and we've
for.
come for these rides, so we're happy that we're going to we're happy to get on what we want to get on, but I think otherwise I'd probably be a little bit piddled off, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
But after this ride, we are going to go and get lunch at our favourite place, Drop-In Chicken. So we've both just got food. We've got 5 chicken tenders, a mound of chips, and a huge Coke Zero each. Cheers. And we got 20% discount with the annual pass. So what should have been £29.50 actually came out as £23.50. So I think that's a good saving. So you get sauces available to pump. The drinks are poured for you. And Ben's just had a bite of chicken. What's the verdict?
Very, very good.
Okay, so we just eaten our food.
How did you find it, Rob?
For me, it was delicious.
Yeah.
We've got 5 chicken tenders and loads of chips. The chips were really hot as well, which was good. The only critique I've got is I would have preferred them to be a bit crispier, maybe cooked for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, the chips need to be that little bit extra crispy, but apart from that, was really good. Can't fault the chicken tenders at all. Really, really, really good.
There's a seating area right next to the chicken place, which is quite busy. But if you come behind Crock and Drop, this area is a lot quieter. There's loads of benches and it's in the sun, so we're really good.
Absolutely. The only thing I would say is maybe just a few too many seagulls, but that is the only negative thing. And for only 50p more for a Coke, you know, you can get the large one, which I think is a really good deal.
Definitely. I think walking into Asia, you see just how quiet the park is today. Rattlesnake looks like it's going to open, but Dragon's Fury is still down. And this area of the park is really, really quiet, especially compared to the Jumanji area. It's an off-peak day, so it is quiet generally, but this really is dead. One good thing in this area is this is where you can see the tigers who are just next to the queue for cobra, so it's a really good spot to see them if they're not on the ground and they're like on some of the higher levels, just resting in the sun. This ride has normally a very slow throughput, so yeah, we're glad we're in the queue.
So everyone, we're now back from Chessington World of Adventures, and today we're going to do a little game with you. So we've got a chalkboard each here, and we are going to rank our few things from the day out of 5. So we're going to start with operations, we're then going to move to the staff, looking at rides, and finally the overall experience. So if we start with the ride operations, if we rank these out of 5.
Okay, so I am going to score the operations team a 3 out of 5 today. The reason for that is, whilst there was quite a lot of downtime on some of the rides, for example, Dragon's Fury went down and closed for the remainder of the day. There was numerous closures. Rattlesnake, Scorpion Express, Tomb Blaster, Tiger Rock, the list just goes on and on. But the rides that were open were running at quite good speed, there was good capacity available, and all of the wait times for every single attraction we went on was just 5 minutes, which I think is really impressive.
Yeah, I completely echo what Rob said, so I'm also giving it a 3. Whilst it was sad to see that some of the rides never opened, for example, Tomb Blaster, Rattlesnake, the rest of the rides, you know, it is a theme park, they are going to suffer some downtime. And again, with 5-minute waits, no one can complain about that.
So next up, we are going to rank what we thought of the staff in Chessington on the day.
So I'm going to start off today with a 3. So we've been to Chessington quite a few times over the last couple of years, more so lately, as we've said, we are both annual pass holders. Compared to other theme parks around the world, you know, we are very fortunate enough to travel to many around the globe. And I just find that Chessington is just that one step behind some of the other parks, even in terms of the other Merlin parks within the UK.
Yeah.
We had one situation where we went on, was it Mamba Strike?
Yeah.
Apologies if we've said the name wrong there.
Yeah, that's right.
And we just looked in the control box where he was operating, and it looked as if he was shutting his eyes at one stage. So, not the best experience. What do you think, Rob?
So for me, I'm actually going to score them a 2. I think out of all the Merlin parks, they really let themselves down when it comes to their people. There was one team member all day who actually interacted and spoke. Everyone else, it was all silent. It was the guy on the croc drop, he was fantastic. In fairness, actually, the team that were on Mandrill's Mayhem,
really
were really good. But honestly, the others, we had the guy falling asleep, we had this other girl who just didn't speak, and I was like, oh, thank you so much, as we're getting off the ride, and just stone-faced. So it was just a 2 from me.
Yeah, you know, you do pay a lot for the day and everything, so yeah, maybe the staffing could be worked on just a little bit. So we're now going to move on to rate the food. So obviously we only ate at one of the restaurants within Chessington, which was Drop-In Chicken. Definitely one of our favourites. So let's rate this out of 5. So starting with you, Rob.
So I'm going to kick off with an almighty 5. The reason I've given 5 points is, whilst the food is expensive, it's a theme park, and all theme park food in the UK is expensive. So I don't think it's fair to rank it lower just because the price structure is the way it is. But being Gold annual pass holders, we got 20% discount, which pulled the price right down. We've got 5 really good crispy chicken tenders, quite a big portion of chips, and a big Coke Zero, and it comes to like £11.50 each with the discount. There was loads of ketchup and mayonnaise available in pumps on the side. They used to have sachets, and this season they've changed that to the pump, which means that I had more than I would need. Whereas with the sachets, I'd normally be going back asking for more because I'm a big mayo whore. But yeah, for me, I think it was a really good meal, good value for money, filled me up for the day, to the point where I didn't need any dinner when I come home last night.
And again, likewise, it sounds like we're repeating each other here, but a 5 from me as well. Couldn't fault it whatsoever. I'll keep it very short and sweet. The chicken was absolutely delicious. The chips, again, really, really piping hot. And the staff in there, we must say, were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
they apologised for, you know, the little delay that we did have,
which is fine, expected. Yeah,
absolutely.
And can I just jump in there? I forgot to mention, we actually bought our food on the self-service kiosks.
Yes.
Which is so straightforward to use, just like the ones in like McDonald's and places like that. Really, really straightforward. And then there's a button for annual pass discount, and it says enter your code. You just enter your annual pass number that is on your pass, which is like a 16-digit number. And while it's a pain to type that number in, that's your code, so it's foolproof. Whereas before you used to have to go to a team member at the register to get the discount, because these systems didn't understand about the discount. So I think that was pretty good.
Definitely. So next up and last of our ranking today, we have the overall experience at Chessington. So I'm going to start by saying 4 out of 5. You know, it was a very, very quiet day, and I think you'll always agree that if you go to a theme park and see 5-minute ride times, you can't really argue with that. With that though, you know, the overall experience within the park in terms of an atmosphere, there wasn't much. I think obviously staffing levels are at the lowest because they don't need many people in to deal with the crowds. Easter crowds have definitely gone. It was midweek, schools are back in. Which was lovely for us who enjoy just dotting around from one ride to the next. But if you do want that overall sort of park atmosphere and experience with the shows performing, definitely go on a weekend or during the summer holidays. I didn't give it a 5 because obviously, as mentioned, the staff weren't top quality in my opinion. But given the food, given the ride availability, it's definitely a 4 out of 5 from me.
And from me, I've gone for 3.5. And again, all the same reasons that Ben used. I think for me, the ride availability was strong in some areas and then appalling in others. 50% of the attractions were open. And as adults, when we go to somewhere like Chessington, it's the bigger rides, obviously, that we want to go on. I'm not interested in the baby rides or the little shows where they sing and dance. I go for the rides. And the Jumanji land, all of that, World of Jumanji, everything was top tier, open, operations were good. The rest of the park was really dire. And had we not gone on Dragon's Fury when we immediately came out of the World of Jumanji and we saw that 5-minute wait and went straight on, we wouldn't have got on that ride all day. No. And that would have been another good ride missed. Croc Drop was a highlight, and so was the World of Jumanji and the food. But other than that, it wasn't a great experience. And I think if I was a day guest, just paying gate price, I would have been really disappointed.
Yeah, and to end it really, I think what is very, very promising is that, since they've added Croc Drop, the World of Jumanji, the rides are going so much better, and hopefully moving forward for Chessington and Merlin parks, they'll definitely keep moving up. In particular, especially if Universal Great Britain is built, I'd love to see how they do compete with something that is much larger and bigger.
Don't forget to keep watching the channel. We have got a very exciting trip to Walt Disney World just around the corner, where we're going to be staying for 14 nights at the deluxe resort, the Polynesian Village Resort.
And don't forget, if you have enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to
like the channel
and subscribe.
Thank you for watching Vines on the Tracks.